Abortion is a very hot button issue these days, especially in America, and with the whole Roe v. Wade decision being contested. And oftentimes it is looked at as being a religious versus a non-religious subject. And because a lot of the religious Christians are pointing to their Bible as sources for their opinions, oftentimes Jews are also, assumed to be in a very similar place because, we call the Bible, they call it the Old Testament. It comes from similar sources. One thing that's very interesting is that there's a very different reading of a certain verse in the Torah that between the Christians and Jews that give a somewhat different opinion on this. We also have a different point it comes up on Daf 69 of Yevamot, today's Daf, that is worth sharing. I'm not going to go into that other verse in the Torah, but there's a lot to unpack here. But this verse is very interesting to me. It says that the first 40 days of a fetus's life, it's considered like a drop of water. So if you think about a lot of the things about a fetus's life, you think about sometimes you have babies being born in their 6 months that can be kept alive. That my brother-in-law actually works in neonatal intensive care. They have these children born very, very young. They're able to keep alive. And these days, some abortion laws go all the way up to like the 9th month when you've got a child that's capable, it's got a heartbeat, it's capable of breathing on its own, capable of doing a lot of things on its own. But in Judaism, we say there's a very clear difference between this initial stage and that latter stage. That initial stage, the first 40 days, it's literally considered to be like water. We don't say, okay, it is certainly not a fully formed human, and we don't say that, it is somebody who is definitely a fetus, but it's so non-formed that we consider like not really to be like a drop of water. Later on, it has, after 40 days, we say, okay, that's when it becomes more significant. Still not full viability, but that's definitely when it becomes more significant, and we start getting into different categories. We start looking at its existence differently. In fact, the Hebrew word mother, has the numerical value of 41. We almost say that, motherhood starts on the day after that up till 40, not really anything. And then, bam, that maternal connection is much more significant as the fetus becomes something of more significance. This is just one of the various things. I don't want to get into the abortion debate. It's not my area of expertise, but it just kind of goes to show like there's a big difference between the Jewish standpoint and there are other religious standpoints that are getting a lot more press these days that talk about, from the moment of conception you have a total human being, and there are those who say, okay, that's murder from moment one. Well, we're not okay with abortion from a Orthodox point of view, even from day one, as far as I know. We definitely don't say this is a full human being at this stage. And especially during that 40-day period, we say it's really very, very far from that realm.